G'day legends, it's Mark here from North Oz, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you a problem that I have with my Landcruiser and seeing if you guys have the same problem and how to fix it. So stick around, today is going to be a good one. So the issue that I'm referring to in today's video is to do with the exhaust system on my 79 series Landcruiser, but it is something that I've noticed on a lot of other four-wheel drives as well. So the issue that I ran into was that my exhaust hangs down really low past the muffler. Now, where that became a bit of a concern was that my brother pointed it out when we were doing some off-roading, and he was spotting me over some very basic obstacles, but you know, it was the first time taking it off-road, so we're being a little bit careful, and he was showing me that, hey, this is actually very close to hitting obstacles, and these aren't crazy things that we're going over and we're not doing anything too wild. So it kind of flagged it to me early that there could be a problem. Then I started thinking about, well, what could kind of go wrong if the exhaust gets hit, say I reverse into whatever, it can be a riverbank, might be a large rock that I don't see, whatever it is. It can be something around town, for example. So what would happen if the exhaust gets hit? And it started to lead me down a little bit of a rabbit hole of all the issues that can go wrong. So I'll leave that for you guys to have a look at. I'll put some stuff up on here as to what can potentially go wrong when you hit an exhaust, or if something makes impact with the exhaust. But you kind of get the idea. It can lead to some catastrophic event for the vehicle and could actually end up costing you thousands and thousands of dollars. So that then led me to, well, I don't really want to buy an aftermarket exhaust. One of the reasons is that on the DPF versions of the Landcruisers, you don't really get that much sound out of them. I mean, you can, but it ends up being pretty much illegal. I mean, let's just call it what it is. There's a lot of Landcruisers out there that are running illegal exhausts that don't have mufflers. They're pretty much running straight through exhaust from the DPF, and that's how you get your sound from the exhaust. Now, for me, this vehicle has to remain legal because of the interstate travel that I'll be doing, and also because I'm on YouTube as well. It makes sense that I have to have a legal vehicle as well, and I would always encourage people to stay within the guidelines as much as they can, especially if they have a road-going vehicle. If this was just off-road and I was trailing it everywhere, I'd go nuts with it. But this is a vehicle that has to be compliant in a number of states. So for me, it then led to thinking, well, yes, there are some exhausts that I can get that can kind of tuck it up a little bit higher, aftermarket exhausts out there. And I thought, well, if I'm not getting it tuned, what's really the point? So my next port of call was I went out and got from the shed, I went and got from my garage, I went and got my angle grinder out, and I went a little bit nuts and cut the end off the exhaust. And what we have here is the remnants of it. Not the cleanest cut by any means, because I'm not particularly handy, but it doesn't look too bad. I'll put a little bit of a clip over my talking right now so you can have a little bit of a look at how it turned out. My whole point is I just wanted to get the exhaust kind of level with the back of the vehicle, making sure it's not sticking down too low and that'll hit kind of something else before I hit the back of the exhaust or hit the end of the exhaust. So a couple of things that again kind of led me to getting to this whole, chopping off the exhaust thing. One of them was it keeps the exhaust legal because I haven't changed anything at all. I've taken off is a little bit of the length of the exhaust, so nothing really is going on with it. The second thing is that I also have a water tap right next to the exhaust. Now, the exhaust on one hand is kind of handy because it does spit out those exhaust gases a long, long way away from the tap. However, I didn't need it to be that far away from the tap. So it's kind of in line with the tap now, and I can now wash my hands quite comfortably without having to maneuver my hands in a bit of an awkward position to try to wash my hands. And also, when you're camping, you're washing awkward sized things, you're putting buckets under the tap, you're putting plates on the tap, washing them up, you're putting saucepans under the tap. I just found I just kept hitting it, with sponges and different things, and my hands as well, and I kept ending up getting some rubbish on my hands, even if it's just from the dirt. As you can see, there's a bit of dirt on the bottom of that just from doing some off-roading to get to the campsites, or if there is just a little bit of soot and rubbish at the end of it. So that was kind of my, long-winded version of saying that if your exhaust is sticking out a little bit, I would highly recommend you do something about it. Mostly because we don't want to end up, having to pay thousands of dollars for something that can be easily fixed. And for the cost of an angle grinder, if you don't have one, go out and grab a cheap one. That is something that does not cost a lot of money. That's a corded one, so it didn't cost me a huge amount of money, and I've used it for so many other projects as well. So I just want to share this little piece of information with you guys. If you think otherwise, Let's open up the conversation a little bit, but you know, down in the comment section, and feel free to, you know, say that, hey Mark, this isn't the best way of doing things. I'm more than open to having these discussions, because, you know, it's what it's all about. You know, I don't know everything, so please let me know if you have any other solutions to this issue that you have, or as well if you have any ideas or any I guess any aftermarket solutions that other people have got out there that we can put on a Landcruiser as well. But for me, just quickly and cheaply, cost me nothing. It took me about 15 minutes just to make sure I cleaned it up a little bit and made it look somewhat presentable. And after taking it off-road and also going on my latest camping trip last week, it definitely helped for just being around the campsite even. But yeah, it definitely cleans up the look of it. I don't have the exhaust hanging down, and it also, I mean, let's just face it guys, another thing is it makes it look really good as well. You don't have this exhaust pipe hanging down. It doesn't look ugly. People aren't like looking at it like it sticks out or anything. The exhaust shouldn't be something that you look at like, oh, what's that? You know, it should just kind of just tuck away and just do its job. So like I said, guys, if there's a different way of doing it or you don't agree with what I've done, chuck it down in the comment section. But I just thought I'd flag that to you guys, that if you've gone out and you bought yourself a new Landcruiser, even if it's just until you get yourself a new aftermarket exhaust and you are doing a lot of off-roading, I'll definitely recommend you have a look at potentially doing what I've done. And like I said, this is just all my opinion. You know, what do I know? I'm just some guy on the internet. But guys, like I said, put it down in the comment section. Let's start a bit of a dialogue about it. And like, if you guys know why Toyota decided to make the exhaust that long, I'd be pretty interested to know. So theories, let me know down in the comment section. And guys, that was just a quick video, little midweek video. So I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you very shortly down in the comment section anyway. But I'll see you in the next video. Take care.